I chose communication because over the years, I guess from about my sophomore year of high school until now, that's been my biggest improvement. When I was younger, I did not say a word to anybody, no matter what it was. Something was on my mind, I didn't want to talk about it to anybody. I mean, of course, you always have that one friend, but just overall, especially, you're a teenager, so you don't want to go to your mom. And for a while, my mom was the only, and my grandmother were the only two role models that I had in my life when I was younger. And even still, female to female, and I still felt that I couldn't talk to them. So when it came to that, when it came to like people just walking over me, or if somebody did something I didn't like, I would kind of just, hey, it happens, kind of walk away from it, let it go. So I just feel like that's my biggest improvement, because over the time I started to open my mouth little by little. So about senior year into high school, I was always known as the louder one now, the one who always said what was on her mind, and even to this day it's still like that, but in a more expanded, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't have an issue expressing what's on my mind. I might not always have the right words for it, but I get my point across. If I don't like something, it's a lot easier for me to sit down to a friend, a family member, whoever it is, to sit there and say, hey, the other day you did this and that, and I'm not really comfortable with it. And to me, it's all about how you say something. So if you come at a person respectfully and you tell them exactly how you felt about it, and you didn't like it very much, it's a lot easier to communicate and resolve the issue. And I've had instances like this. I've had my best friend since I was 4. It might sound a little petty, but I introduced her to a couple of my friends, and then all of a sudden it looked like they were the best friends and I was left out. And I told her, I was like, hey, what's the deal? I thought we were all friends. Why don't I get the phone calls about us going out or whatever? No big deal, but they understood where I was coming from. Even in situations with my family now, me and my grandmother are the closest we've ever been in years, and I can tell her almost everything. Of course, there's still some things, you don't talk to parents or guardians about, but for the most part, yeah, she is like one of my best friends, and it's a lot easier to communicate with her. I feel that it is a lot better to say what is on your mind than to hold it in. For instance, when I was younger, like I said, I was very quiet. So I would hold everything in. I would bottle it up. I wouldn't say a word. And eventually there just comes that day where you can't take it anymore. And I sure enough cracked. I was hysterical crying. I have everybody, my mom, trying to figure out what's wrong with me. And I guess it was just so much that I held in. I didn't know where to start. I was like, I don't even know what's going on. I just couldn't take it anymore. And I couldn't even tell her what I couldn't take anymore. Yeah, so, I just feel that communication is my top 7 of the categories. I gave myself a perfect 10 for that. If anybody really knows me, they'd understand why. So yeah, that's what I chose.